This is the sign of the horn.
Jesus' physical nature, he has the traits of his mother.
By watching him do that, we can know that the Holy Spirit is not controlling this man, because the Holy Spirit living inside a person would never cause that person to do this sign, unless one would dare to attribute in utter madness to the work of the Holy Spirit the causing of a person to acknowledge Satan as Lord. Whenever a person does this with his fingers, whether in ignorance or not, you can always be sure that a demon is making him do this sign.
He would just have that on a wood plaque, all things.
Yeah, but you know what apocalypsos in Greek means? Unveiling, revealing. Now, stay with me. Revealing, revelation. 18 times. He's not there to tempt, but he's released after the 1,000 years. That's the millennium. That's the kingdom age. To come back to earth with the Lord by his side as his bride, and then all of Israel. They put the blood on the four posts. It was the four corners of the door. That's not true.
But why is someone like this celebrated? And I think this is the strong delusion of our
But now comes the point, and I hope you will understand it. But now comes the point, and I hope you will understand it. If you stand with Jesus and with Israel, the world will not accept you.
The days are getting darker. I think that it's more incumbent upon us to be looking at things through spiritual eyes. And I'll tell you this before we open in prayer, and I don't think that it's anything anybody will take the wrong way or look differently. And my wife will tell you this. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you this is absolutely real. Since we've engaged in this time, as all of this stuff has been going on, especially with the whole coronavirus nonsense,
person with Trinity was on earth for 33 and a half years. The Father and the Spirit were not on earth at that time, but in a sense, all the inhabitants of the earth are zero. 2 Samuel 24:24. I will not offer to the Lord that which costs me nothing. May be able to lead a peaceful and quiet life in godliness and dignity. This is acceptable in the sight of God. So what I do is I pray.
Number 3, also connected to that verse, it says to test those who dwell on the earth. That phrase, those who dwell on the earth, as we read through the rest of Revelation,
Yeah, but you don't know me. I have a reason to. Yeah, you do have a reason to. I agree with you. And then I got up and I said, what's the difference between me and your pianist? All right? Can you imagine me, Michael Durham, and Mac Tomlinson wandering through the very center of
I think also in Revelation 3:10, it talks about how the church will be delivered from the hour of trial that is to come. I want you to understand that it's the time period that we are to be delivered from.
All believers will be made into kings and priests, and this includes what we call tribulation saints. A lot of people email me and send me texts and messages and stuff. What's going on? What's happening? Are we going to be raptured this weekend? What's going on? And, all I can say is, I don't know. I've never been to the end of the world before. All I know is what the Lord shows me, and otherwise I know about as much as you do.
He talks about how he runs the race of the Christian life in a way so that he's not disqualified.
But John has a mixed up mind through religion. He thinks that that the Holy Spirit came to remind him of the words in red, and that he has to keep those, and then he'll be judged by those, and he's scared to death. And he rejects his truth because he doesn't really know Jesus. He knows about him. And we're not only concerned about his soul, but we're concerned about all the people that he has deceived.
Well, that's logically possible, right? That God could create a universe where everyone is saved, but it might not be actually achievable with free creatures. Because by definition, if people are free, God can't force them to love him.